Hey guys, Thea here from That Sweet Tea Life, and today we're looking at the Homeright Finish Max cleaning process. Again, it's just not difficult. It's so much easier than you would think. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and stick my paint can in the sink and open it up. This is the product that I had poured into my sprayer, and I happen to know I'll be using this later on, so back into the can that product goes. Now I'm going to unscrew my paint can. And then if you'll look, I'm going to squeeze the trigger, and what this does is release the paint from the inside of the sprayer that's already been sucked up. This is going to make the cleaning process a lot easier because you're not fighting with the product that's already inside the sprayer. So I'm going to put that to the side, and my paint is going to get poured back into the can. Now, if this was your paint, you can do one of several things. If you want to discard it, I do recommend making sure that you are in compliance with your local government and disposal processes. You could add a product to it that's going to dry it up, and you can toss it in the trash. You can save it for a later day. It's really up to you. But at this point, you just want to pour all of the excess product out of the can and into some sort of storage container. Now, if I knew that I was going to be coming back to the same project later on, I could also go ahead and add my lid. I happen to have a couple of cups and lids that I had purchased on hand, so that's another option for you as well. Now, remember when cleaning, you don't want to use anything you don't have to. Be very gentle on all of the pieces that you have here. They're only plastic, and really we want them to last as long as we can, right? So I generally just use water. If I need to, I will grab a rag or something like that, but for the most part, it's my hands, it's the water, and all it needs is a good rinse. Keep in mind that we're only using water-based products. You can use oil-based products with this guy, but over time that just may wear and tear on it kind of quickly. Here you can see I've got a little bit of residue that I can see, and I'm just going to grab a paintbrush. It's nice and soft, and really all it needs to do is move across the surface to move the paint off of it. It's really going to come off super easy, especially if you go ahead and get everything cleaned up once you're finished with your project. And I know we can tend to finish something up and kind of just be spent and exhausted and have no desire to clean up. But it's really going to make your sprayer last even longer if you do go ahead and take care of it. And again, it's easy. The cleanup process is not hard at all. So now I just rinse off my brush and I rinse out my can and I'm ready to go. Now I can go ahead and grab my sprayer, and we're going to take the tube and remove it from the sprayer so that we can clean it. Once again, we're just going to rinse it off and use our fingers to work the product off of it. And now don't forget that you have the brush that came with your sprayer. This is specifically meant for cleaning and is the perfect size for your tube. Work it in there, move it around. You shouldn't have to really work on the paint to get it off. Just move it and it'll come right out. Alright, now we're going to pick up our sprayer and we'll notice this foam disc. The easiest thing to do is just grab that tube, put it in there, and pry that disc out. It fits perfectly and it gets the job done. Now this is made of foam. We don't want it to just set in water or anything, but we do want to make sure that any excess paint is removed from the disc and doesn't cause any problems down the road. Same with the rest of the sprayer. Using a brush or something very soft, just make sure you're able to get into all those little nooks and crannies and remove any excess paint from there. Once everything is clean, you can go ahead and assemble it back into your sprayer. Looking at the foam disc, you'll notice that there's words and an arrow that's going to show you which part faces forward. Take your tube, insert it back in. At this point, it really doesn't matter the direction since you're not spraying at this time. And now you can take your paint canister and go ahead and fill it up at least halfway or so with warm water. We're going to use this warm water to clean out the inner parts of our sprayer that aren't able to be accessed with a brush or anything. And now to inspect the top. Remove the cap and remove the nozzle so that you can check out and make sure that there's no extra paint in there. It tends to stay pretty clean. You just want to make sure that there's nothing to clog it or cause problems in the future. The metal tip can sometimes dry up. Paint can become adhered to that area, so you're going to want to take your little brush or your fingernail, again, something that's not metal, something that's rather soft, to clear any of the excess paint or dried bits off of that area. Once it's clear, you can go ahead and take your pieces, attach them back to your sprayer, and now we're going to flush everything out. Now you may choose to clean out your sprayer outdoors. For demonstration purposes, it worked better if I was indoors, and luckily I have an outlet right here. But you're going to want to go ahead and plug in your sprayer and carefully go ahead and spray the water through to the point that the water runs clear. If there's any pigment there, then you know that there's still paint inside of your sprayer, and you're going to want to continue to spray until that is gone. Remove your cup, dump it out, and once again pull back on that trigger so that you can release the excess fluid that's on the inside. And you are done. Your sprayer is clean and ready for you to set it up for your next use. And that's all for today. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope that if you have any questions or concerns that you drop them in the comments or let me know otherwise. I'd love to see what you're working on, and I'd love to see what projects you've completed with your Homeright sprayer. All right, until next time.